Getting a divorce is never fun, but now 1 in 4 get divorced after the age of 50. How will this impact your retirement, and what can you do to avoid the fallout? I'm Trevor Miller from Cherry Hill Private Wealth. This is The Perspective. Enjoy. It seems as though things are really getting more expensive, and this may be only partially inflation at work. Premiumization, and I'll say that 5 times fast, is really the process of upscaling products to appeal to higher income consumers, people who are willing and able to pay more. These fancier, pricier products drive up the revenue for businesses, and businesses have long segmented customers and made unique offerings to wealthier cohorts, but the trend has picked up during the pandemic. This has really become an intentional process by companies to raise prices and profits, and it's really not happening by accident. It's been furthered by income inequality, especially what we're seeing in the US. And as wealthy people continue to control more and more money, companies are interested in earning their business. The top 40% of earners in America are sitting on more than $1 trillion in extra savings amassed in the early part of the pandemic, and companies want access to it. The flip side of seemingly everything being offered in a premium version is that it's getting harder to find quality basic products. With 54% of Canadians living paycheck to paycheck, we must acknowledge that most of us don't have the resources for fancy or trendy upscale products. Most people just need high quality basics, but with companies over-focused on revenues from wealthier people, the attention to more mainstream product, those kind of designs is really waning. A glaring example of this is Disney World. In addition to admission prices, which is around that $110 US per person per day, Disney will happily sell you what they call a lightning lane pass, which can cost anywhere from about $10 US to $20 US per person per attraction. Naturally, there are only so many people who can visit a particular attraction every hour, so the line jumpers using this lightning lane pass force everyone else to wait in the line longer than the original queue was led to suggest. So the wealthier just get a better experience, and everyone else doesn't get that same experience, but actually receives a worse experience instead. Divorce is never fun, and definitely not a fun topic to discuss, but getting a divorce later in life can really have a major uphill on your finances and your overall life. One 54-year-old says, "My former spouse worked in accounting, and I was taking care of the kids, and I figured this is great. She willfully gave up all the reins on the financial side when she got married, and then after 13 years of marriage, she realized her ignorance about their entire money situation." And she goes into a little more detail on how bad it actually got and how blind she was to a lot of it. But as we start getting into those gray years, couples typically have been together for a long time, so their lives are very intertwined, and this includes, their assets. There's also so much less time to recoup any financial losses caused by the divorce, and maybe no time at all if the split happens after retirement. It can get even more complicated if one of the spouses was non-working and has to try and venture back into the workforce after many years away. Those big gaps in the resume really cause some issues at that point in time. We're starting to see a major increase in gray divorces, with 1 in 4 divorces now occurring over the age of 50. With both men and women living longer, careers passing 60 for a lot of people. People are saying, I really just don't want to live the rest of my life like this. And this is why a lot of the older generation are opting for divorce as opposed to, just setting it and forgetting it, I guess. And whether you're looking down the line at divorce or not, there are several things that you should take into consideration for these sats. First of all, if you're not one that's in the finance person in the relationship, you should really start taking part in this. It doesn't mean making all the investment decisions or necessarily being the negotiator for that upcoming mortgage renewal, but you should definitely be part of the conversations and have scheduled that budget and finance meetings with your partner on an ongoing basis. The numbers show that people who divorce after the age of 50 have a decline in their standard of living, but it's way more drastic for the women. Men typically have a decline of about 21%, while women tend to see a decline of about 45%. So pretty stark difference in that regard. Making moves like selling the family home might be difficult emotionally, but could really mean the difference between having enough in that retirement or not. Take the time to fully understand your finances, including all investments, savings, debts, work pensions, government pensions, and this can also include your frequent flyer points. Assemble a team that has your best interests at heart. This is difficult to do, but make sure you're really doing that, because you want to have a team that consists of a lawyer, a financial planner, and an accountant as you're going through this process. Remember, These aren't your therapists, and many of them charge by the hour. So instead of looking for emotional support from someone that really isn't qualified to do so, look to a professional for this as well. Growing together in a relationship is difficult, and many find that when the kids leave and careers are winding down, that they're not married to the same person that they were 20 years before. If you're not quite in the gray zone, or even if you are, take some time now to connect with your partner away from devices and talk about what needs to be done. Constantly reconnecting with your partner might just save you the headaches and expenses down the line. As we see, they can be very expensive. We all know those people who are just lucky, right? Things tend to fall into their laps, always at the right place at the right time. Sahil Bloom makes a comparison to the movie called Interstellar. And the characters in this movie discuss the habitability of a planet on the edge of a large black hole. They come to the conclusion the black hole has likely absorbed all the lucky events that might have been there to spark life, like that asteroid carrying life onto it that crashes in, now probably goes and sucked into the black hole. And so the black hole then has made the luck surface area of this whole planet very minuscule. It's actually a pretty decent metaphor for life. The luckiest people tend to have a massive luck surface area. If you look at these so-called lucky people, you know that they made some decisions that brought them to that spot, which put them in that position to be lucky. So increasing your luck surface area is something that you can do. First of all, remove those black holes. Cut the people and actions out of your life that are anti-luck. Take deliberate actions that increase your luck surface area. It's really hard to get lucky when you're at home alone watching TV, but much easier when you're out engaging with smart, interested people. Here are a couple of easy ways that you can expand your luck surface area. First of all, spend your time around optimists. Pessimists sound smart, but optimists tend to get lucky. Share your thoughts publicly. Build free time and boredom into your schedule. Free time is really where your thoughts and ideas have the chance to mingle. I'll leave you with a quick thought of something I recently read, something along these lines, where if you have 5 friends who are very successful, you're likely the 6th. If you have 5 friends who complain and don't get anything done, you're also likely the 6th. Thank you for watching this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe and like below. We'll see you again in a couple weeks. Take care.